The Rise of Lisabi, A Tale of Valor. The Yoruba Land, 19th century. In the heart of the Yoruba land, during a time when kingdoms flourished and conflicts raged, a young warrior named Lisabi was destined to change the course of history. Born in the small village of Egbaland, he was known for his unmatched bravery and exceptional prowess in battle. The whispers of his name spread like wildfire, reaching even the ears of the powerful Oyo Empire, known for its military strength and strategic cunning. Lisabi grew up listening to the stories of legendary warriors who fought to protect their people. His mother, a wise woman, often recounted tales of the Oyo Empire's dominance and the suffering inflicted upon smaller kingdoms. One fateful day, while training with his father, a seasoned warrior, he overheard villagers discussing the increasing raids by Oyo soldiers. Fear and desperation filled their voices. Lisabi felt a burning desire to protect his home. "We cannot let them take what is ours," he declared, rallying the young men of Egbaland. Inspired by his passion, they formed a band of warriors dedicated to defending their village. They trained tirelessly, honing their skills and developing strategies for potential encounters with the Oyo forces. Their first test came sooner than expected. News arrived that a contingent of Oyo soldiers was approaching Egbaland, intent on pillaging the village. With the stakes high, Lisabi devised a cunning plan. He and his warriors set traps throughout the village and positioned themselves strategically to catch the invaders off guard. As the Oyo soldiers marched into the village, they were met with a fierce ambush. Lisabi led the charge, his spear striking true. The initial shock gave the villagers a fighting chance. However, the Oyo soldiers, experienced and relentless, quickly regrouped and retaliated fiercely. Despite their initial victory, Lisabi and his men found themselves outnumbered and forced to retreat. As they fled, Lisabi vowed to learn from this defeat. "We will train harder," he promised his comrades. "Next time, we will not retreat, we will fight with wisdom and strength." Determined to hone his skills, Lisabi traveled to neighboring kingdoms, seeking knowledge from skilled fighters and strategists. He trained under renowned masters, absorbing lessons of warfare, tactics, and diplomacy. During this journey, he encountered warriors from various tribes, each with unique skills and insights. In a small village by the river, he met an elder named Olumide, a master of stealth and guerrilla tactics. Olumide taught Lisabi the importance of knowledge of the terrain. "The land is your ally," he said. "Use it to outsmart your enemies." Lisabi embraced these teachings, envisioning ways to apply them in future battles. Back in Egbaland, the villagers began to hope. They saw Lisabi not just as a warrior, but as a leader capable of uniting their fractured tribes. The whispers of rebellion against the Oyo Empire grew louder, and Lisabi found himself at the center of a burgeoning movement. Lisabi called a council of leaders from surrounding kingdoms. Under the sacred tree of unity, they discussed their grievances against the Oyo Empire. Many spoke of their fear and suffering, but Lisabi's voice rang out with conviction. "We are stronger together. Let us forge an alliance and rise against our common enemy." The leaders were hesitant at first, wary of the Oyo Empire's might. But Lisabi's passion and determination inspired them. He shared stories of his experiences and training, highlighting the necessity of unity. "Together, we can reclaim our freedom," he insisted. After hours of deliberation, they agreed to form a coalition known as the Warriors of the Earth. Each kingdom contributed their warriors, and together, they prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the Oyo Empire. As they forged their alliance, the atmosphere shifted from despair to hope. Months passed, and the day of reckoning arrived. Lisabi's coalition marched toward the heart of the Oyo Empire, their spirits high but their hearts heavy with the weight of anticipation. The air was thick with tension as they approached the city gates, guarded by seasoned Oyo soldiers. As the two forces clashed, the ground trembled under the weight of steel against steel. Lisabi fought valiantly, his agility and strength cutting through the chaos. His warriors, inspired by his bravery, fought with unwavering spirit, matching the ferocity of the Oyo soldiers. Yet, the tide turned when the Oyo general, a cunning and ruthless tactician named Adebayo, unleashed a devastating strategy. The Oyo soldiers encircled Lisabi's forces, cutting off their retreat. In the heat of battle, Lisabi realized they were being outmaneuvered. He needed to regroup and outsmart Adebayo. As the battle raged on, Lisabi spotted an opening. "Fall back," he shouted, surprising his warriors. They retreated into the nearby forest, feigning weakness. The Oyo soldiers, emboldened by their apparent victory, pursued them eagerly, unaware that Lisabi had set a trap. Under the cover of night, he led a surprise counterattack. Utilizing the terrain, they ambushed the Oyo troops from both sides. The sound of battle echoed through the forest as Lisabi and his warriors struck with fierce precision. During the chaos, Lisabi confronted Adebayo in a fierce duel. Their swords clashed in a dance of death, each strike echoing the fate of their kingdoms. The battle reached its peak as Lisabi fought with a blend of rage and determination. Finally, he found an opening and disarmed Adebayo, standing over him. "Today, we fight not just for ourselves, but for all who have suffered under your tyranny," Lisabi declared, his voice resonating with the weight of justice. To the shock of both sides, he chose to spare Adebayo's life, offering him a chance for peace instead of death. Word of Lisabi's surprising mercy spread quickly. The Oyo soldiers, demoralized by their defeat and the actions of their general, began to waver. As the coalition pressed on, they found support from villages that had long suffered under Oyo's rule. The once mighty Oyo Empire began to crumble, its allies abandoning it in fear. With each victory, Lisabi's legend grew, not just as a warrior, but as a wise leader. Kingdoms once at odds with one another united under his banner, and he was hailed as a hero. The remnants of the Oyo forces retreated, leaving behind a once thriving empire in disarray. In the aftermath of the battle, Lisabi turned his focus to rebuilding and unifying the Yoruba kingdoms. He established councils to ensure that no kingdom would suffer under tyranny again. With his allies, he worked tirelessly to create a framework for governance, emphasizing trade, cultural exchange, and mutual respect among the tribes. One day, while visiting a neighboring kingdom, he met with local leaders to discuss trade agreements. As they shared their cultures through music and storytelling, Lisabi marveled at the diversity and richness of the Yoruba heritage. "We are stronger united than divided," he reminded them, reinforcing the bonds they had forged in battle. As the years passed, Lisabi became known not only for his martial prowess but also for his wisdom. He created schools to educate the youth, teaching them the history of their people and the importance of unity. The stories of their struggles and triumphs were passed down through generations, inspiring future warriors and leaders. Years later, as an elder, Lisabi reflected on his journey. He had transformed from a young warrior into a beloved leader. His once small village had grown into a thriving community, a symbol of hope and resilience. The impact of his efforts resonated throughout the land, as the Yoruba kingdoms flourished in peace. One evening, while gathered with the village children around a fire, Lisabi shared tales of his adventures, the battles fought, the alliances formed, and the importance of courage. "Remember," he said, "true strength lies not just in wielding a sword but in uniting for a common purpose." As the stars sparkled above, the children listened in awe, their eyes wide with admiration. Lisabi's legacy lived on in their hearts, a reminder that bravery and unity could overcome even the darkest of times. Lisabi passed into legend, but his spirit remained alive in the stories told by the firelight. The Yoruba people continue to honor his memory, celebrating annual festivals in his name. They erected a statue in the heart of Egbaland, depicting Lisabi with his sword raised high, symbolizing the fight for freedom and unity. The story of Lisabi, the warrior who rose against the Oyo Empire, would be told for generations, an enduring testament to the power of bravery and the strength of a united people. His legacy inspired not only warriors but also leaders, artists, and thinkers who sought to carry forward the ideals he embodied. In the hearts of the Yoruba people, Lisabi's name was synonymous with hope, courage, and the unyielding spirit of their ancestors. The flame he ignited would continue to burn brightly, guiding future generations as they faced their own challenges, always reminding them that they could overcome adversity together.